Hi everyone and good morning. Happy Tuesday. Today your special is seed, so make sure you go to the seed course after you finish your lessons for my class for today. Today for our morning message, I thought I'd do a little lesson on time. Normally teaching time in school, I would have a clock at school that I can move and show you. You would have little clocks that you're moving and discussing about time, and unfortunately we haven't been in school, and I noticed yesterday some of you missed some of your questions on telling time to the half hour. So I thought I'd like to do a little lesson for you. So I'm going to present my screen right now. And we'll wait for that to come up. When it does, I'm going to come here to this clock here. Okay, so for this clock, I can move the hands. And let's talk about the hands. This one has the yellow hand here is little. It's the shorthand. Is the shorthand the hour or minute hand? I want you to say it out loud. Good. If you said hour hand, you're right. The shorthand is the hour hand. And the long hand here is a long hand, an hour hand, or a minute hand. It's a minute hand. Very good. So hour is short and minute is long. The hour hand is short and the minute hand is long. That'll help you remember. So hopefully with the videos, you have learned that when your minute hand is pointing up straight to the 12, all the way up, we say the words o'clock to go with it. And that just means that's the beginning of that hour. And then your hour hand points straight to a number. So here I look at my hour hand first. I'm at 1 o'clock. So what time is it? 1 o'clock. If you look over here, it shows you 1 o'clock. Now let's look at another one. Let's look at this one. I'm going to move it exactly here. Okay, my minute hand's pointing straight up. So now I'm going to say o'clock. And where's my hour hand? My hour hand's short, and it looks like it's pointing right to this 5. So I say it's 5 o'clock. Okay, now let's try another one. Let's try this. Here, my hour hand's little is pointing straight to the 8. My minute hand, long hand is pointing straight up, so it's 8 o'clock. Okay, time to the hour is easier than time to the half hour. Time to the half hour gets a little bit tricky, and I want to show you the tricky part about telling time to the half hour. So this is 8 o'clock right here. I'm going to make it say 8:30, and let's talk about what we see here. First of all, I see the minute hand pointing straight down to the 6. By the way, if you see this other blue line, I think that is the second hand. It counts seconds on a clock. The clock in our classroom had a second hand where it would move every second. But for now, we're just talking about the yellow hand and the green hand. The short hand is the hour and the long hand is the minute. All right, so when your minute hand's pointing straight down towards the 6, we say 30, which means 30 minutes have gone by so far. Now, here is the very tricky part that gets kids confused every time I've taught time in first grade. This is where it gets confusing, because look at what the hour hand does. If I look carefully, this hour hand's pointing straight in the middle. It's in the middle of the 8 and the 9. So some kids go, well, I think it's 8:30. And some kids say, well, I think it's 9:30. It's in the middle. So there is a little song, little rhyme that I like to sing to help kids remember. And this is what it sounds like. If you're in the middle, go back. If you're in the middle, go back. If you're in the middle, if you're in the middle, if you're in the middle, go back. And what that means is it's just a little rhyme to help you. A clock moves like this. Watch my mouse. It goes like this. This is the right way to move on the clock. We call this moving clockwise. This is the right way. So the song says, if you're in the middle, go back. So you always want to go backwards. So I'm in the middle. I need to go back. If I go back, what number am I on? 8. So this is 8:30. Okay, let's try another one. Let's come around to this side here. Okay. Okay, my minute hand's pointing down, so I know it's going to be 30. I've got that part. That's easy. But now look right here. This is confusing. My hour hand's pointing straight in the middle. It's in the middle of a 2 and a 3. Again, some kids might say, I think it's 2:30. Some kids might say, I think it's 3:30. When it's in the middle, that's when we sing our little rhyme. Ready? If it's in the middle, go back. If it's in the middle, go back. If it's in the middle, if it's in the middle, if it's in the middle, go back. So here you can see I'm in the middle, and I know a clock moves this way, it counts up. So I'm going to go back. So this is going to be 2:30. Okay, let's look at another one. Kalia is playing with Gracie on the carpet. All right, here my minute hand is pointing down. So I know I'm going to be at 30. But here again, this is when it gets so tricky. Look here at my hour hand. It's pointing in the middle. It's right in the middle of the 4 and the 5. So now I remember, oh, I got to think of my rhyme, my little rhyme song. And it goes like this. Say it with me. If you're in the middle, go back. If you're in the middle, go back. If you're in the middle, if you're in the middle, if you're in the middle, go back. So I'm in the middle of 4 and 5. So I'm going to go back. And when I go back, I land on the 4. So this is 4:30. I'm going to give you one to try. Let's try this one. Okay. I'll give you just a minute. The minute hand's pointing down. So we say 30. Okay, the hour hand is in the middle of 7 and 8. So is it 7:30 or is it 8:30? Sing the song. If you're in the middle, go back. If you're in the middle, go back. If you're in the middle, if you're in the middle, if you're in the middle, go back. So right here, I'm in the middle of 7 and 8. Normally, a clock would move this way. So I'm going to go back. And I land on 7. So this time is 7:30. All right, I'm going to come back to the screen to see everybody. So hopefully that will help you a little bit with telling time to the half hour. Like I said, that's the most confusing part about telling time in first grade. Time to the hour is pretty easy because that hour hand points straight to the number and up high and up to the 12. But when you're telling time to the half hour, it gets tricky because the hour hand's in the middle. And your job is just to remember that little song I taught you. When you're in the middle, go back. When you're in the middle, go back. When you're in the middle, when you're in the middle, when you're in the middle, go back. And hopefully that'll help you when you're telling time to the half hour today during math. So if you have any questions, let Miss Lauder know. I'm here to help you. I love and miss you. Have a great Tuesday. Bye, friends.